What's up?
Check 1, 2. What's up, Dom?
We don't do like practice. You know, it's one take. That's all.
One take. That's all.
It's one
that's
take.
all we need.
And then
We
I
don't
edit
need no
when
take.
we say stupid shit
Yeah,
that we shouldn't
it's all
say.
good. But what episode is this? 48, 49, 12?
32.
32.
Feels
32, episode 32, Spirit Podcast. Dom, it's a big night.
It's a big fucking
It's
night,
a big
dude.
fucking night.
We say that a lot, but it actually is.
It is the start of a big night.
It's right.
Plus, my childhood friend, we have a guest on.
We have a guest. You know what I'm realizing slower and slower is that I don't have friends. Because I've only had one person on. And the only person I would have on is my brother, and I don't know.
He's
He's-
nothing interesting.
Yes. I don't want to talk about poker. Anyway, yes, we have Tim,
Tim.
What's up?
who, yeah, like Chris said, is a friend of his, and then we also have Sully in the background,
Yes.
who I called Riley. I don't know why
Yeah, I
that
heard
was.
that earlier. I
Yeah.
was like, yo, what are you doing?
Sully is a reoccurrer, too. He was on.
Yep.
He was on.
Yeah, very cool. Dom, this guest is one I actually think might go somewhere in their life. No offense, Sully, but like I actually think he's gonna
Thanks,
be. No,
She's throwing bullets. Shit.
no. Tim is big in the music business, music
Big in
career. Yes. So I think I have some interesting questions I want to ask him, and we're gonna go with around that route. But, anyways, this is
First.
starting off. Yeah.
Yeah.
First, the UFC fights are
Which one is this? UFC
tonight.
232.
232.
Oh.
John Jones versus I can't pronounce his
Gustafson?
last name.
Gustafson?
I can never
Literally,
pronounce
our last episode was just like half the episode was Gustafson? Gustafson.
Gufferson?
Gusterson. Anyway, he could kick our. I was just watching some highlights. You know, since I bought the fight, I can watch John Jones and his previous fight.
Oh,
I was gonna do that,
shit.
but I didn't get
Dude, I
enough
really
time.
do think it's gonna be a dog fight.
I
really
hope
do
so.
think-
I want to see like
Yes.
5th round, and then like knockout.
Exactly.
You know, I'd love to
and
see
then
that.
Cyborg versus Amanda Nunes.
Which is gonna be a shit
Dude,
show.
did you see the weigh-ins?
No.
Oh my gosh! Like, first off, let's talk about Cyborg and Amanda Nunes. These
pictures.
weigh-ins, right? Cyborg had like that. Like,
Yes.
She was looking like an avatar up
Yeah.
there. I was like, holy shit, this girl.
She could be clinically insane.
Yes.
Probably is.
And I just listened to like what her coach said. He's like, in the ring, she wants to kill you. She's not there to have fun. She's there to make you scared.
Yeah.
She's there to frighten
She
you
does nothing.
and
else.
murder you.
Yeah.
Outside the ring, she's an angel. I'm like,
Really?
how can she just change that? She's like, she does so much work for her people that she comes from, but in the ring, she wants to tear your head off
Yeah.
and mount it.
It was
Like,
so funny because in the weigh-ins, like they were like matched up, and then you know how Dana like gets in between the
Mm-hmm.
two fighters. Dana was like had his arm in between them, and he was like staring at Cyborg with the most scared
Yeah,
look on
it's
his
like-
face. He's like, "What the fuck
How
did we
did-
create?"
like, I don't. Yeah. What did we do? What dungeon in Brazil did we find this chick from? Yeah, no, she's a terrifying
she
little
is
lady.
scary as fuck. So this is a new weight division, right?
No, I think it's Feather.
So who is going up? Is Cyborg going down or is Cyborg going up?
I think
fight is
Cyborg down.
Cyborg's going up.
Yeah, I don't think Cyborg's ever gone up. She's always up.
Because I don't think they were in the same division.
No,
ever.
they weren't.
Because if they were,
Well,
they would have fought.
Isn't Cyborg the champ? Isn't she?
I thought they were both the champs, so that's why I thought it was like the
Oh.
new division or whatever.
Oh, I don't
What's
know.
going
I'm
on?
very ignorant.
Either way, it's gonna be a badass fight.
I'm ignorant about a
Yeah.
lot of UFC, but this is the first fight I've ever bought.
I am too.
Really?
Yeah,
Very
same.
ignorant.
I
that's all
love.
right. You'll get into it for sure.
Have you ever like watched a pay-per-view event, or you just watch like?
I've
random
never
fights?
watched a paper. I mean, the only time I've really watched UFC is at like B-dubs. And like if it's
Yeah.
on, thing is if it's
White
on,
people,
I'll
man.
watch it, but I won't pay pay-per-view to view it. So like,
I did.
Yeah.
It was a big deal for me.
It
to
is
hit
a big
order.
deal. And I agree with Tim for sure. A lot of the fight nights, I mean, it's just it's either on or I'm not gonna buy it. But I mean, I bought the Ronda Rousey versus Amanda Nunes
You did?
fight
Really?
at my place, and that was just sad. That was just sad to
Wasn't
watch
I there?
Ronda.
Oh, it
Yeah,
was.
you
It was
were
brutal.
there.
Was
You
it?
were
That
there
was
for the
very
Ronda
It was
Rousey
brutal to
fight.
watch that. It was so sad.
Yeah.
Just to watch. Just her face
Oh,
that became a
gosh.
meme.
Yeah.
Her face that became a
Yeah,
meme. You know it's bad when you
Literally.
become a meme. Like Jordan is a meme.
Yeah.
Ronda Rousey's now a meme.
That's-
That poor lady took it in the face.
She just it didn't even last one round, or was it?
No,
Like
no,
30
it did.
seconds and she was done.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
yeah, I'm.
So now you're in the WWE. I mean, it's like shit. This is
So
a
predictions
real.
for the Cyborg Amanda Nunes fight.
Cyborg.
Sully, I know you have some predictions. I want to
So
hear from
I'm
you.
going with Cyborg just because I think her pressure will overwhelm and it'll probably be done in the first.
First round.
First round and
Whoa.
Amanda Nunes. Really?
That would be
Wow.
a shocker, bro. Oh man.
I
This
don't know.
5-round fight.
Yeah. I want a dog. I want all these
I
to be
think
dog
both
fights.
of these are
I
gonna
wanna
be
get my money's worth.
fucking mayhem fights, bro. I think it's really gonna go down with these two fights.
I mean, just how stacked this whole card is. BJ Penn is fighting in the
prelims.
prelims. The Prodigy is fighting in the prelims. Like, I want to
what's
wrap up
crazy
this
about
show
it.
so we can get to it.
45
Fuck.
show right now. Great having you on, Tim.
We didn't ask him a question. That's okay. Dominic's out. But yeah, no, I'm super
So
excited.
I'm gonna say third round KO Cyborg.
Cyborg
no.
KOs.
KO's Amanda Nunes.
Really?
TKO,
She's so
KO,
fucking-
whatever it is.
She's a mom.
She just scares the shit out of
She
me,
just
bro.
when she sees
You hear her talk? It's like I have a higher voice than
Nunes?
No, Cyborg. I have
you
a
have a
higher
lower
voice.
voice.
Than,
You have a lower voice than she does.
No,
Oh, higher. I'm sorry.
I have a higher voice
Yeah.
than Cyborg. No, I was correct.
Okay.
I have a higher voice than Cyborg does,
Oh,
dude.
jeez.
It's literally creepy, bro.
If I had to make a prediction, I would probably say this person too, because the way
Cyborg.
you guys are talking about her, she sounds like an animal.
Well, she's been caught with testosterone before.
Yes, she has
A lot of
one.
voices
So,
like that.
yeah.
But see, that's what
Oh,
I'm saying.
shoot.
Yeah, and you should see her face.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Her face represents someone who did some
yeah,
steroids.
show some so silly though.
But
Tim the picture.
yeah, no, I've never bought in a UFC fight. I love watching the UFC fights.
That's insane.
I get excited when there's free ones, like on FS1. I will stay up till midnight and watch the free ones. I don't care. I
Well, plus
piss my dad off.
then the other fight, John Jones versus Gustafsson. Did I get it right? No,
Fuck if I know.
it.
It's Norwegian. Who knows? Who can
John
tell?
Jones did not make eye contact
No, he
with
didn't.
Gustafsson whatsoever. You see her, bro? Dude, she about to fuck somebody up. So that's the thing. John Jones didn't like. So you know how they usually stare off in the weigh-ins and whatnot. They like look at each other and they go like this. John Jones, like he looked completely to the right of Gustafsson, and Gustafsson was staring at him, but John Jones was looking over here.
I don't
Did
know
not
if
make
that's
eye contact
disrespect
once.
or
Yeah.
he didn't
Is that?
care.
Oh, dang, man.
Yeah, I don't know
Jeez.
what that was. So it was weird because they met twice. The first time John Jones shook his hands, he's like, it's gonna be a great fight. Then the second time when there was like the main one, John Jones was like looking to the right and then just not giving a damn. So it was very odd. So it's gonna be a good fight. And then we got a bunch of prelims going on. We have a bunch of people coming over. I didn't think there was gonna be that many people coming over, but it's gonna be a good
So
time.
we got some proper 12.
Proper 12 sponsored.
Proper
We're
Irish
sponsored.
whiskey.
We gotta stop saying we're sponsored by it because we're gonna get a lawsuit. Like we're gonna get a
Every
lawsuit.
time we bring up some type of company, we say we're sponsored by them. So.
Typically on shows when they say that, they go, "Not a sponsor."
Yeah,
But no, here at Spirit Podcast, we just dive right in. White Claw sponsor.
sponsor. Ivy League brand is actually our sponsor,
Yes.
so we can actually plug that. But
They need to throw us some shit then.
I was wearing their shirt earlier at the gym. Sick back bump, by the way.
You got back today?
That's right.
Nice.
But
I gotta do it. I'm going back on the whole 30.
oh,
Rest in peace. Trying to lose
when are you
another
starting
20.
that, man? Start
The second.
January 2nd. Hey, that's why I start prep. Yeah, buddy.
We're gonna be miserable on this
yes,
show.
let's do it, man.
We're gonna be. It's just gonna be a bunch of
Pissed
complaining.
off, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just gonna be a bunch of complaining. Fuck everybody. Yeah, it's just gonna be a
Eating
lot.
a meal on the podcast.
Well, no, dude, I took the second off, the third off, the fourth off, and then it goes right into the weekend. So I like have a 7-day weekend.
Oh, there you go.
Super sweet.
Oh, hell yeah, man.
Yeah, I had to do it. I had to.
Tim lifted me for a little bit.
I
A
did.
couple years
Oh
back.
my gosh.
Isn't it
Heard
stupid?
you got pretty big.
Dude,
I was-
he put on size so fast. It was crazy. It was insane, dude.
How
Dude,
many-
I
Yeah.
can't. Looking back, and I cannot believe I lifted 5 days a week for like 3 months.
Yep.
That's
It
something I
was-
never thought I'd do.
Always in the worst mood possible.
5 days a week.
Yeah, pretty much.
I remember-
5 days a week?
We do,
Yeah,
I do
I
5
mean-
days a week, yeah. Take 2 days
Oh, that's
off.
right. You take,
So I go 3 on, 1 off, 2 on, 1 off.
and then you don't know what to do with your hands.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
That's where I'm like, like Fortnite or something.
Oh my gosh,
There
I
you go.
remember my first leg day.
Yep.
And then I
remember
had
that.
golf tryouts. Literally the day
Oh.
after, I walked 18 holes carrying this golf bag.
Oh, no.
Right after your first ever leg day, just kind of like freaking going ham. And Chris is like, go. And then the next day, golf tryouts.
Just wiggling.
Oof.
Just wiggling. Yeah.
I actually was like wiggling as I was trying to pick up the ball. I was like shaking.
It was so much fun.
I remember my first time like working out hard. I had so much like lactic acid build up. I couldn't move. I literally said to my mom, I was like, I think there's something wrong. I think I pulled something.
Oh
My brother's like,
gosh.
no, you just worked out, fat ass. I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do it. I didn't see the gym for like 3 days after that.
That was hilarious.
It hurts, man.
It does hurt.
When you don't do it right and you don't
Yeah.
like build back up, you fucking hurt.
That's why I don't want to start lifting again. Sometimes I think about it, I'm like, man, it'd be cool to just kind of like still be
Yeah.
active. But I'm like, then I have to go through the whole soreness.
It's like a
phase.
2-week process.
And I used to-
It literally is, and it hurts.
I was
really
a
bad.
big believer in that Gatorade recovery shit.
Oh, okay.
Big believer. Big believer.
Alright,
That's
somebody
Sully's
brief me.
favorite.
Like-
Somebody brief me on what this means.
Gatorade had like
like
while ago.
a quote. What do you call it?
3-stage
Protocol.
process, yeah.
3-stage protocol process or whatever that you would have to do like pre-workout, during the workout, and then post-workout.
Yeah, so basically you took like these like gummies that were nothing
Yeah.
more than just
Starburst.
caffeine. Yeah, it was just like caffeine and sugar
Yeah.
to make you get like crazy amped,
They
and then
taste good.
and then you just drink a Gatorade mid workout.
Yeah, that's
and then
pretty
you'd have
much
this
what it
thing that was called recovery, and it had like whey protein in it,
Yeah.
and it
my God.
was supposed to
25 grams of sugar too.
Yeah,
25
exactly.
grams. So by the end of your workout, you put on weight
Exactly.
because you and diabetes. You had
Yeah.
diabetes and extra weight.
Pretty
at
much
the
the
end.
shake just like pretty much you're just taking nothing in because I feel like 25 grams of sugar just cancels out the protein.
Oh, no, 100%. It's like people that say, well, you know, if you eat an M&M, you got to walk the length of a football
Yep.
field to burn it off. I'm like, what the
Remember
fuck
my
did I
mom
just
saying
drink?
that.
I just drank 18 M&Ms. Oh my god! And you gotta like, you know, feel like shit
And
the
then
rest
you go
of
on the
it.
football field.
I honestly think it's just the thought of, oh, this protein waste thing will help me not feel sore. Just the thought of it made me feel less sore, not an actual
It's
thing
a
helping.
placebo effect.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
Exactly.
But yeah, I remember you used to work out with me, man, and then you kind of found the music thing, and then you just kind of left me in the dust.
Yeah.
It's cool though. I get it. It's
Use it. Well, if you could do both, just be a chick
Be a
magnet.
jacked guitarist player.
But then you couldn't reach the strings.
Nah, dude, you
just-
just flex while you're playing.
You just
the
break
strings.
guitars like.
I can only play finger tunes. It's finger pad.
That's what she said.
Hey.
Hey.
Oh my-
Women are not objects.
Tim
Damn
tried
it.
to get me to play the guitar for a bit, which I was
Well, dude, you picked it up.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was my mentor, but he did because that was the deal. He would teach me guitar, and then I would teach him lifting and all that kind of fun stuff. Worked out for 3 months. It was great because like it was at the time where it's like all his friends left for college, all my friends left for college, and we were just straight chilling.
Yeah.
Because
That's a good time.
we were neighbors, like literally right next to each other for like 10 years or something
Yep.
like that. So then he moved.
That's all.
You picked it up really well. You were.
For a little
You'd
bit.
send me like
Yeah.
videos you were playing. I'm like, dude, that's awesome. You're like, dude, check this out. I figured this.
And then he'd send me something like where he's like singing and playing. I'm like, I can't do that. I won't try.
I did guitar for a while. I sucked at it. Stopped.
I remember
Sold it.
one finger picking pattern. That's about it. So
Oh, there you go.
that's-
I actually just recently wanted to start like playing guitar and learn it.
this is your guy.
Oh,
He went
this is- I
live
was
on
gonna do-
Instagram yesterday with his your worship leader, right?
Yeah.
They were
worship
like
leader,
playing. It
Jordan.
was super cool. I was watching it in the car. I was a little
Dude.
over the influence or under the influence. What do you call when you're high? I don't know.
Under the
But
influence.
I was like watching. I was
Over
like,
the
"Yes, yeah, Timmy."
Oh my god.
But
How
it was
many?
just only the other guy singing for the time I was watching. I was like, "Damn, sing, damn it!"
Oh, there you go.
Do you guys do that like every once in a
That
while?
was that was really random. He was
Okay.
he was kind of like he was going live to show stuff that he was working on.
And you were just kind of like sitting
Yeah,
there
well he just asked me to join his
okay. I
live
was-
thing, and I was there.
making out of
But things you can't really play because there's delay between the
Mhm.
sounds, so you can't really be in sync
Yeah.
with one another.
Yeah, I was trying to sing a duet over internet. I feel
Yeah.
like would not work.
No.
But
Well,
no, that's sick.
the
'Cause
Spirit
you guys,
Podcast will have you on.
Yeah, for real.
We'll have you play.
You guys literally just recorded a new song for your worship, your chapel
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
We're gonna link that in YouTube. I'm gonna send that to you.
Okay.
And that's you singing the whole
Yeah.
time, isn't it? So what's
Yeah.
that called? What
I
is
don't-
that?
I
It's
don't
called
know if you want.
Glory to Our God.
I don't know if you want to attach your music with this show.
Why? This is gonna be one of the better episodes, bro. Yeah, just don't watch
Sorry.
the other ones.
Sorry. I don't listen to any of the other ones.
We'll just put like the title like, "Hey, this is a good one you can show to your parents." Like, I was thinking that like I wanted to get on the show. I already said I got high, so I can't. But
I think I
was
said
like,
2 F-bombs
Yeah,
already.
I was like, this is the episode I want to be able to have my parents listen to. But that's out the window already. So,
I can edit.
Yeah. But no. Anyways, Tim. He just put out that song on YouTube, and
Nice.
you've been sharing it on your like social
Yeah.
media and all that kind of fun stuff. So
Nice.
were you guys in like an actual like legit studio kind of recording it that your church has, or where'd you guys go for that?
Well, Yeah, to record it. The thing is, a member at our church, one of the elders, actually built a studio in his basement.
Oh shit.
Really?
So
Nice.
yeah, he has the whole setup in his basement. He has 2 separate rooms, one for recording, one for where the audio engineer stays
Okay.
and mixes everything, and the producer and all that. So like the guitar track and my vocal track was actually done at the church. That was when Jordan and I were just kind of putting a
Okay,
demo
yeah.
together. Jordan was like, you know what, this vocal track is actually working really well, so we actually kept it in the final mix, or just the final version of the song. But
Yeah.
yeah, most of it was done, or my guitar track and the vocals, a lot of them were done at that guy's house. Yeah,
No
he
shit.
built it's kind of cool because the guy he felt like God wanted him to build the studio
Mm-hmm.
long before my worship leader. My worship leader came from Miami. He lived in Miami for his entire life and worked at a church there, and then he was looking to find a different place, and so he interviewed with Heritage, and he came over here, and Jordan had this vision for a church that he wanted us to songwrite and create music, for the church to listen to and for other people to listen to. So,
That's
and it's kind of
badass.
cool because like both his vision or the elder's vision, the one who built the studio, had a vision for his studio for people to songwrite in it. Our church hadn't been a songwriting church before then or around then, but he just felt like God wanted him to build it.
Yeah,
And then
that's awesome.
Jordan came along from Miami, and then kind of introduced this whole culture of creativity and wanting
Okay.
to.
So did you
make
guys
music.
kind of come together in because I know you were kind of in like a young adult club. Did you guys kind of meet there, and that's where you kind of started up, or was it just like through church?
Jordan and me.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, right after high school, I really wanted to find people to hang out with, and I loved music. I
Yeah, for
could
sure.
sing. I knew literally nothing about music, but all I knew is that I could sing, and I wanted to join the worship team.
Okay.
So I
alright.
auditioned, and that's where I met Jordan. And Jordan was like, "Hey, do you want to be my apprentice and you teach me all the ropes of worship
Yeah.
leading and all that?"
Wow.
So yeah, and then somewhere along that was before Libertyville. Our campus in Libertyville was just getting started around that point. Jordan came over to be the campus worship leader at Heritage Libertyville, where I'm at now. So he was like, it was before we even had a building or anything. We were just meeting in the upstairs portion of Heritage Lake Zurich. And he was like, "Hey, so this new campus is starting up. If you want to come continue being under my leadership, then you can come over there." And so I thought about it and prayed about it, and so I ended up joining him, and it's been history ever since.
Yeah, because I remember
So,
us too having a lot of conversations on where you kind of like what was the path you wanted to go on
Yeah.
once you started this music thing. Because your family, you were pretty much brought up in a pretty music family. You guys. I remember all your sisters used to play a lot and whatnot. Did that kind of influence you to kind of go down that path, or was it kind of like you were kind of fiddling it with your head around?
Well, I mean, my sister plays piano. We're all kind of like, we dabble in it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I think we all can play an instrument to some degree,
Right.
but
I remember trying to sleep and the piano was going. I was like, this is
Yeah.
so nice. I'm falling asleep to some piano.
There you go.
Because hell no, anybody's playing in my house.
No, I think if there's a big, I just threw out a keyboard today. So that's how musical this household
That's how it
is.
should be our intros every time, man.
Just
Just
ding,
little-
ding, ding. Well, you don't like the music? Fuck you. You don't like the music? I'm sorry. I
I
shouldn't
like
swear.
never recognize the song, to be honest.
I can only play 10 seconds.
That's probably it.
Oh, we get sued.
Yeah. And we've already been kicked off one episode.
We were literally banned from every country except like Lithuania.
Yeah.
Wait,
what?
Yeah,
One
because
of the episodes.
because one of our episodes, I had a song from Frank Sinatra, and I like was looking, and I was like telling Chris, I was like, I can't find this episode on YouTube. Can you? He's like, no, I don't see it. I'm like, I had to find and go through all of our archives, and then I see where it has like editors, and it's like blocked. I'm like, why is it blocked? Clicked on why copyright banned every country. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh my gosh.
We got you.
Yeah, and they're like, we don't care if Frank Sinatra doesn't like it. So apparently, don't go after Frank because he's still got connections apparently. So I had to literally
grave.
scrub the song off the video for it to be allowed on YouTube.
Oh,
So one song is 10 seconds of silence and then us.
Shit.
dang.
Jeez. So
They're
what kind
tough.
of
They're hardcore.
now speaking about Frank Sinatra and whatnot, who's your go-to?
Oh
kind
yeah,
of-
who's your
Who's your
inspiration?
inspirations when it comes to the music kind of business? Because now you definitely showed me Mumford and Sons.
Mm.
I know that. I
That's
know
a good
you-
band. If
It
you
is a
like,
good band,
if you like
man.
guitar, that's
Yeah.
a solid acoustic band.
Yeah.
Peter Bradley Adams. I know. you're a
Don't
fan
know
of
who the
him.
fuck that was.
I actually don't know. That.
Really? Okay, I thought you showed me him. Maybe I just got an artistic side, bro. I don't know.
He is wearing a denim shirt. This
I
is a
am,
new
dude.
side of Chris.
This is a new side, so whatever. But yeah, who's your kind of inspirations that kind of led you down this kind of path in a way?
I would say I really kind of gravitate towards indie folk kind of music.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I think the artist that really inspired me in kind of like the folk realm is an artist named Gregory Alan Isikoff.
Love his Facebook shit, bro. Oh
Yeah,
my
he's
gosh.
great.
Yes, absolutely.
Certain names I don't even know.
You gotta look it up, man.
He's
It
good.
is.
Got him.
He's awesome. He released a so he has his music, some of his like more popular songs. He did a recording with the Colorado Symphony. He lives in Colorado.
Oh, really?
And so he
Nice.
kind of like melded symphonic
Oh, shit.
like, yeah. Or like orchestra with his folk music, and it sounds amazing.
It's
Yeah.
super
So-
cool because he puts like a camera inside of his guitar, and then he goes to like these amazing views or whatever and plays the guitar, so you can see the strings moving, and then like a beautiful view on the other side or whatever. I don't know how the hell he does it. Yeah,
That's
and
dope.
they're
as
just
fuck.
like.
Oh my
I'm gonna fall
God.
asleep."
Wow.
Yeah. No, we'll put a link in the bio. There's a lot of jobs for you, Dom. Damn, you got a lot to do from this episode. Dom is the editor. I just show up. I go to
right.
Instagram.
He shows up, tells me if he wants coffee. If he wants coffee, I know it's gonna be a pumping episode.
Hey, dude, I put like some cute emojis, like thank you.
That's right. You asked nicely. I will say, too nicely. Actually,
Yeah.
I was a little concerned.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Two dudes hit on me. Now things are changing. I don't know.
No, one tried to rape you.
Yeah.
Wait, can you
One
tell
hit
the
on
story?
you.
I already told the story, man. I'm
Oh,
not trying
man.
to tell it again. We were at this bar and two guys hit on me, and it was very awkward.
One grabbed
Ah.
his waist
Yes, one
like-
by my waist.
from behind, grabbed both sides of
Oh
his
boy.
hips, and
Try to fight him.
No, I tried to. First one, I was like cool with it. You know, I was trying to be
Yeah,
like,
'cause
oh,
it was-
you know,
it wasn't
compliment,
sketchy.
You know, it was like, hey, he was like, hey man, you looking good. I'll go buy you a drink. I'm like, no, I'm alright, man. Thanks though. Like, so I was being nice about it, and I took it like, oh, I'm probably looking good tonight. It's whatever. And then the second time I was walking out to have a smoke with the boys, and like this big black dude, we're not racist here, I'm just saying, big African American man, like just grabbed my hips, right? And he was like, hey, what's up? And I turned around, I was like, yo. I was like, no. And I just kept repeating no, and then he's like, I'm sorry, man, I'm sorry. I kind of felt bad. It was just weird, bro.
guys.
I don't know what the hell was going
Oh.
on.
Just kept saying no.
No, I said like no like 3 times in front of him, and I kept saying no as I was walking away. And then like I just sat there with
He's
George
like
in the
apologizing.
back.
You're just sitting there, no, and you're like walking away, just
Like,
like.
no, ripped my shirt.
Wake
Yeah.
up from a nightmare. No.
Yeah. I say that's like I said, that was aggressive. That was too aggressive. You got an aggressive hit-on story by a dude?
No,
No?
no.
Are Chris and I the only ones in this room that's been hit on by a dude?
Do you have?
I've been
you
hit on
told
by
that
a dude.
story?
Yes, I have.
Oh man.
Told that story.
A guy named Randy with full makeup asked me to be his friend, and I
Oh.
said I got enough. That's what I said to him in his face.
Actually, I got an Instagram message from somebody.
Hey.
Yeah, he was. I think I forgot.
but
what
was
he
it real though, Tim?
No,
Because I
it
get a
was real.
lot of messages that are like hearts, and it's like, come on.
Oh, that's like
Fake
Those are
bullshit.
100%
Yeah.
real, man.
No, this guy. Well, the
Shoot
reason
your
this
shot.
guy's real is because he said that he saw some of my covers on YouTube,
Oh, that's
and
real.
so yeah, and then
These
he
covers are good, man.
yeah. I thought it was like because he was being really nice and saying nice things. I was like, oh cool, and then he started asking me like if we wanted to hang out or something like that, or if
I'll
like.
tell you.
Or or it might have been a little bit more like more out there kind of questions, but I was.
What's a dog?
Yeah.
See,
but-
it's hard because Tim is like one of the most like nicest guys I've ever met. So I could just see him trying to be like, hey, thanks, but like, no thanks. Meanwhile, I'm just like, no.
Well, then again, it wasn't in person, so I don't
Oh,
know how
yeah,
I'd
yeah.
react.
No,
I guess
that's a
you're right.
different animal.
He did use
You
to
have
Kung
time.
Fu, so he might have fucked him
Oh,
up.
yeah. Uh-oh. Well, you'll enjoy tonight, then. You'll enjoy the mixed martial arts.
Yeah, I mean, you might be able to appreciate some of it.
Because Chris and I
No,
just
of
literally look at it and go,
course, yeah, I
oh,
think it's
that was a
awesome.
big hit. And I was like, well, it was half guard. And he set it up with
Yeah,
going
that's-
into top guard. It's like, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, that,
Yeah.
Aiden's just like, yep. I
Mm-hmm,
completely
yeah, study, yep,
understand.
yep. mhm. Now bow. What?
Have you seen Aiden in a while? He takes
I'm
jujitsu now.
assuming. Oh, dude, what?
Yeah, bro.
Oh
He's
my
like, "God,
gosh.
this career."
He went from God of Thunder to
How long
God
has
of
he been
Thunder and
doing
Muay
it?
Thai.
Like 3 months or something. So he's
That's
gotta,
pretty awesome.
That's
dude.
enough.
Like, staying consistent.
Dude, he's probably a beast.
He's just always a bear, bro. He's just always.
I'm scared
a
of him,
bear.
man. He's going to be in my
Dude.
house.
Yeah.
I was hoping you forgot where I lived.
Don't piss him off.
No, I know. Whatever you need, Aiden.
Half guard.
Whatever you need.
Oh man.
Is he the kind of guy that will show you moves though? You know, like you get that
Yeah,
one.
he will,
Ah,
for
fuck.
But he won't like force it, you know.
Because like
he
you know,
must
you get those
rest.
one guys that take one class and they're like, "Let me show you what this is." Like my buddy was huge into wrestling. He's like, "Let me show you what this is," and then next thing you know, I'm tapping out as I'm blacking out. It's like, no, that's not what I asked.
Yeah,
I
like
just
you're
asked you to
watching-
show me.
You're watching UFC. How do you do that? Let me show you.
Yeah, it's like,
Come
get
here.
on the ground, Dom. No, I'm not getting. And it's
No,
like
go
my
on, you're
arms in
doing
a bar. I'm like, tap, AJ. I'm done. I can't. Yeah, no, that shit happens.
There goes my joints.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck. I was just looking to understand something. Now I'm going to the doctor.
He won't do that to you unless you really piss him
Oh,
off.
this shit's good.
You're such a white girl.
I know.
bro.
It's even called White Claw. That doesn't help my case.
He's
it's
had
gluten-free.
margaritas on this show. He's had
I've not had a margarita.
martini. Sorry, big difference.
What's so bad about a martini?
That's better than a margarita.
Yeah, it is. Well, that's the margarita's on the rocks. That's not that bad. If it's frozen, that's a little touch and go.
It's like when I ordered the amaretto stone sour at your engagement party. Had orange juice in it.
Yeah, it had orange juice and sour mix. You might as well have ordered it with a dress. Like, oh, fuck.
That was super good. We got off topic.
Yes, we did.
We got off topic. We have an important guest on, Don.
I know, I'm
not
sorry.
trying to piss him off.
I'm sorry.
He's
Well,
got
it's
time. Okay, his time is very
valuable.
limited. Okay,
What?
He's got shit to do. Not limited.
You
You're
made it sound like
dying.
he's dying tomorrow.
Don't you know I
Oh my
gotta
God.
die in like?
Yeah.
Tim comes out with a cancer announcement.
Oh,
Jeez.
shit,
All
Sully.
right, Sully.
That's-
sorry.
That's why he's sitting back there. I got it now.
Oh, wait, hopefully the echoes only pick that up.
Oh, God.
shit.
Can edit that out.
I can't.
Everything
gosh.
stays.
This is the one take show. Did I not say that? So everything you say.
Oh man. So back to music, passions, and all that kind of fun stuff. So what, from your perspective and everything, what has music kind of done for you? Do you think it has done more for you, like with meeting people, or do you think music has helped you more like spiritually and like in like kind of mental kind of aspect of things?
Yeah.
Like what kind of has you definitely like personal growth
Oh,
from
of
the
course.
music side of things?
Yeah, I mean, one of my favorite artists. His name's John Foreman. He's if you guys know the band Switchfoot.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's the lead
Yeah.
singer of the band Switchfoot. He, through his band Switchfoot and also through his own stuff, he also releases solo work. Through artists like that, I've learned so much about life through the lyrics and also just the melodies. Just kind of like
Mhm.
I don't know, you just connect with them in a certain way that
Right.
just kind of gives you peace.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
I don't know, I think music has done a lot for me spiritually, mentally, just kind of like whenever I'm going through a hard time,
Absolutely.
whatever it is, kind of like finding songs that speak to me and
Yeah,
kind of
music does that in just a crazy way.
It's
Yeah.
space between
Where-
noise, yeah.
Yeah, you just like you hear a song that you didn't previously feel anything towards,
Yeah.
and then you hear it again, and then you equate it to something that
Mm-hmm.
happened to you like a year ago. You're like, oh man.
Yep.
It's crazy.
You're like, oh shit, dude. Like Father and Son by Cat Stevens.
yeah.
That's
Listen
a
to
good
that
song.
Gosh.
Cry.
Cats in the cradle.
No, that's not it.
It's not it?
No, Cat
Oh.
Stevens is the
No.
same.
Cats in the cradle. Listen to that shit, you'll cry.
That's a good song.
I wanted to let him.
Father and Son,
I
yeah.
wanted to let him go with it, and I was like, that's not it.
We just not
no,
said anything.
no. it's just-
Just go ahead.
yeah, no. Yeah, but that's a good song, and you just listen to it, and you're just like, I love my dad. You know, it's just like, yeah. And my mom's like just told me the other day, our song when we dance at my wedding is gonna
Yeah.
be "Have I Told You Lately That I Love You" by Barry Manilow, and I listened to the song, I'm like, Mama, no. Yeah, how am I gonna make it through this? You know, it does. It grabs you and it teaches you
does.
Yeah,
something.
No, I get that.
Totally.
The music is there for you, I feel like, when you're in a good mood, and then the lyrics are there for you when you're actually going through shit. You see,
Yeah, I feel that
That's
definitely.
because you can relate to the lyrics a lot more. Because the beat,
Mhm.
you're like, hell yeah, let's fucking go. You know,
The
lyrics.
song, Happier. The song Happier by Bastille.
That's a really good song.
It sounds like, it's a great tune. Then you listen to it, you're like, oh, wow.
Mm.
Man, he's feeling some shit.
Yeah.
I get it. You know?
Yeah.
That's like when you watch an artist sometimes perform live. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you ever see Post Malone perform, what was that fucking song called?
I Fall Apart.
Stay.
I Fall
or-
Apart.
Oh.
haven't-
And he
I
goes,
don't even know if I know that song.
Really? Oh man.
Oh, bro.
One time he just started bawling, like when he was fucking like, yeah.
Oh,
He's
wow.
like, he always starts out and he
Yeah,
goes,
man.
"This is out to the bitch that broke my heart," and he's like, he starts it and he goes, "She told me I wasn't enough," or something like that. You just see him like tearing up, bro. I'm like, oh god.
I mean,
It's
look at
like-
him. Something had to
Oh,
happen,
man.
you know. Something tragic.
No, it's crazy. But that's why their music is so good, man.
Yeah.
Because that shit's real.
I'm
Oh,
telling
yeah.
you,
You know, and that's why all these artists are so good.
if my fiance left me, I'd become a great songwriter or a phenomenal comic.
Oh,
Either one. But yeah, no, it's true. There's a lot of pain. Do
Yeah.
you? I mean, you're saying that you sing a lot about worship. Do you draw any inspiration into songwriting or music writing from like bad things, or is it primarily you use your gift for glory and honor?
What do you mean by bad things?
Like I'm
your
saying, a
past,
bad
like you sing about
breakup
your
or
past
yeah,
or something
past
like
that.
experience.
Yeah, I don't think they're different things. I think it's like I sing about my faith because I think a lot of my past and a lot of the things that I go through in life, they have a lot to do with my faith. I think because faith is a lot like it's a relationship with God.
Right.
So things that you go through in life, you're always kind of like wrestling through that, like God, why this? God, why that? It's kind of like an ongoing dialogue between myself and God.
Right.
And that's kind of like a vision that I want for my songwriting, to talk about difficult things and talk about, you know, all that stuff, and just in a really real and personal way. And
Gotcha.
yeah.
That makes
So yeah,
sense.
but then again, I don't want to like leave the glory of God out of that. I want I want people to see God through it. But yeah, I definitely want to talk about my life
Yeah,
and
because
kind of like
that's
Well, God
fair.
wants you to talk about it, your life.
yeah,
For sure.
exactly,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, because that's how you're relating with everybody else that's listening to your music.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, that can relate to it in any way.
Because there's not a single person that's like a faith believing,
Absolutely.
no matter what you believe.
Like that's like for me listening to his music. You know,
Mhm.
I mean, I'm a religious guy, but I've never been like super religious and all that. But I could still relate to all of his music, no matter what he's singing about. You know,
Right.
because I know him personally, obviously. But
Mhm.
even if I didn't know him, if you listen to his stuff, you can relate right away.
Right.
Which is super cool. That's why I like where you're headed for sure.
Thanks,
No,
man.
I get that.
I mean,
Yeah.
God speaks across a multitude of
Absolutely.
lives. I mean, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter what you're going through or what faith you technically believe in. We all have that question
For
of
sure.
why is this happening to me? You know, like you
Yeah.
said, you draw on that pain of like why this and why that. I think everybody deals with that, and especially even if you come from a different religion or a different offshoot or whatever, you can still listen to it as a Catholic, Christian, Protestant, whatever, and just go, oh yeah, no, I don't understand why that happened to me. You know, I don't get it, and then you vocalize that either lyrically or just in dialogue. And
Well, it's super cool with like any of this stuff, like passion based. Like you can tell Tim is very passionate about his music and like glorifying God and all that kind of fun stuff. But you can relate that. I can relate that with my like lifting career and all that kind of fun stuff. You know, like because you were talking about when you like grab that guitar and you start singing, just like everything that you're thinking about during the day or whatever, just kind of like goes away, and you know, and you're kind of like in that moment.
Yeah.
I can 100% relate to that. That's like exactly when I'm in the gym. You know, and I feel like any type of passion that anybody has, whether you're a figure skater, whether you're playing basketball, whether you're drawing art, it's all kind of wrapped around that same kind of mindset. You know, it's like one thing, it does help you push away those like demons or whatever those problems you're having during that day, but it also helps you grow personally to face those kind of
Yeah.
demons and those problems that you're facing throughout the day. So I think it's really, really important to have one thing, something to look forward to
yeah,
during your day or whatever it is, you know, because you can go through like working 10 hours a day, but if you know at night you're grabbing a guitar and playing, you're in the gym like moving some weight, you're going to be able to get through that day because you know you're looking forward to something.
right.
You know, because I think that shit is just stupid important, like
Yeah.
for people like personally, but I don't know.
You need to have a personal anything.
Mm-hmm.
Because like, what, you gonna love your job 100%?
No, and not, and then like the more you think about it, the more you like work more, you realize work is work, man. Like work is there. You're always gonna have to do shit you don't want to do.
Yeah.
You know, like the people say like do what you love. You know, you'll never work an hour of your life. Like, sure, like you can love your job,
Right.
but that's not saying there's not gonna be stuff during the day that you're not gonna want to do. You know, and that's where the facing the struggle, I think, really is really important, because you go through all those struggles, and then when you hit that thing that you really don't want to do during the day, you kind of remember how you got through that struggle or how you got through that difficult day, and you know, like, hey, I know I'm not gonna like doing this, but you know, it's just the smallest kind of thing in a bigger perspective.
gets you
of
through
things,
it,
you
yeah.
know. So I don't know. It's
Have your coffee. Someone's stressed. Ah, I don't know how long we've been going. I think only about a half hour.
yeah, I know.
Anything, Sully?
Tim, what is your
I mean-
what's up? Are you gonna say something, bro? Go for
No, I
it.
was
Man.
just gonna say like what you said. Like everyone needs a hobby
Yeah, without a doubt.
or a passion to really. Everyone gets bored.
Can't fucking
you
tell
definitely
you.
need to find something that you are interested in, whatever it is.
Yeah, exactly.
I told my sister yesterday, I was like, Maria, go to school, get a degree you like, and do a job you like, so you don't hate your fucking day every day. And she's like, Jesus. I was like, just find it, man. Just
pouring Jim Beam in a cup. Okay.
Dominic, the cup's full. What? Oh, not bad. No. You got oh God. Have a hobby. Have a passion.
Have a passion, but it's really good when you are working hard and then you realize how important and you appreciate that relaxing kind
Right.
of part of the day.
Yep.
You know, if you're relaxing the whole day, you're not going to be able to appreciate it whatsoever.
And then you like kind of appreciate your work because your work allows you to afford your passion.
Absolutely,
So it's a counterbalance. You know,
100%.
you got to work so you can afford a new guitar. You got to afford a new game that you want to do if that's your passion, or creatine so you can get big. I'm not saying use creatine. By the way, just quick off topic. I listened to the Joe Rogan podcast with the vice president of the UFC
Yeah.
talking about how John Jones could have popped hot.
Yeah.
That creatine can be mixed in vats with shit that he tested positive for, unbeknownst to him. Did you hear that?
So creatine could have been the problem.
Well, just because creatine's made in places that can also be made where oral turinabol, which is what he popped hot for, could be made in at the same
Really?
time.
Okay.
So he's like, if he had a legal substance that was made in a place that also makes illegal substances, he could still pop hot.
Yeah. That's super weird that if it was creatine, that he would be using creatine, especially on like a camp to get ready for a fight, because creatine makes you hold water,
Yeah.
and you
Well,
gotta
that's
make
what
a
they say.
weight.
Like you do that to gain, and then you
We're talking
cut.
about like 6 months ago though.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, right. But that's what he said. I was like, that's extremely stupid. That poor guy's gonna get screwed over for something that he did honestly.
And if he's taking the same creatine and got busted the last 2 times, it's like maybe there's something in the creatine.
Yeah. My whole thought of this John Jones thing is he knows and God knows.
I don't think he knows. They
But
said
I know, but if he is really on some shit,
Well,
then
yeah.
he's got to deal with that shit.
Oh, yeah,
if he's
100%.
getting away with it right now, that's some dark shit he's dealing with.
Yeah,
that
they
he's
s-
letting nobody else.
Well,
and he's really
also,
fucked
well,
up.
here's where he thinks that the creatine came in. You're wondering why he's using creatine. You know what they use creatine for?
What?
Cut cocaine.
What?
You cut cocaine with creatine because you're not going to give someone pure cocaine. That's way too expensive. So they cut it with shit. And one of the things they cut it with is creatine because it looks like cocaine. So they cut it with it. And if he cocaine, if he did that, then and he got creatine with it, and the creatine was made in some place, because let's be honest, if you're getting cocaine, the creatine you get is oral turinabol is illegal.
You're not worried about what you're putting
Right.
up your nose.
Oral turinabol is illegal. So if he snorted cocaine that had creatine that was made in a place that also had oral turinabol, he's gonna pop hot for that. And they said there was no evidence that he re-administered oral turinabol.
Really? So you think he's good?
I think he's good.
I think he's good.
I think he got fucked over, but I think he's good. I think he screwed up and did all these party drugs and shit.
For sure.
Because he even admitted before a fight, before I got pissed, I was doing cocaine. After I got pissed, I was doing cocaine. After I fought, I was doing cocaine. So, I mean, I just love the honesty. Yeah, I did it. I did
Well,
blow.
he's straight up about it.
Did
That's-
you
Yeah.
say like he like partied before some of his early fights?
God, if he's partying before he fights and he's like that.
Making weight. He's
Good
fighting
Lord.
good too. Shit.
Yeah, God, I can't make
that
weight
guy-
for photos. Oh,
30.
did I show you? I have to show you those photos from my engagement
Party?
in South Haven. No, in South
Oh, I'm
Haven.
pretty sure I saw it.
No, you didn't. No one's seen them, Chris. No one has seen them. I was like, oh my God, I'm a whale. I was like, where's the harpoon, honey?
A whale, it be like that sometimes.
I want you to retire that meme or whatever. When he and Riley were on, it literally was that 16 times. I wanted to pause the episode and go, guys.
No. But didn't you hear the pun that I made before it?
Yes, I did.
Whale it.
I know.
Come on, man.
I heard it. I didn't.
Appreciate your co-host.
I do. You're wearing denim. This is the nicest we've looked for this
This
show.
is the nicest I've
This
ever
might be actually the most honest,
proper.
proper,
12.
interesting,
Sponsored.
interesting show we've ever done.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever peaked like we
Because
are
when we
right
have
now.
our guest on, it's just like they're just talking with us.
Yeah.
You know, Tim, I'm like, hey, what's up, man? Like, you're going somewhere. You want to tell us how you're doing
Exactly,
it?
And Kendall just talked about getting stalked,
Yeah.
which was a good episode. But yeah, so I'm anxious to see what comes after these fights and what's going to be
see
the
what
future for John Jones.
Yeah.
Because-
Especially if he wins, and then what's Gusterson or whatever his name is
Well,
gonna
that's-
react like, oh, just steroids.
Well, that's what the analysts were saying. Is like if he wins, he's going to be labeled a cheater. If he loses, then he's going to be still labeled a cheater. Like,
I wonder
They were
what
giving
Joe
him
Rogan's
shit at the
gonna-
press conference too.
Yeah,
oh
you
my
see
God, that was
yeah.
funny. What you sent me?
Mm-hmm.
Sit down.
Sully sent that to me. So
How, thanks. Thanks, Riley. But yeah, no, that was interesting. I thought
sure.
Dana I was pissed. He was
Yeah.
like, he was about to go take her to task. I kind of wanted to hear his response,
Someone
but
take the microphone out of her hand, please.
better journalism. Sit down.
What do you
That was
guys think
brutal.
leads these professional athletes or any type of like professional anything to going down that kind of party route?
You have everything else.
You have everything else,
Everyone, yeah. I mean, if you're in LA and you're playing on the Lakers, what are you gonna do when you have a game off? It's like you're gonna turn off like
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
famous, like.
No, I get that. Because you see, like, so many people just going bankrupt.
I think it's the high of being successful.
You always want that high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you turn to a lot of shit,
Mhm.
and also you can now afford it, and you're also around people that can afford it. So if their habits
Yeah.
come out, you see their habits, and
Well, it's
Take
also
it on.
one thing when, like, a lot of these players, like, that go down that route, they grow up in, like, let's say Compton, and they grow up in, like, these hard areas that they're always getting through stuff. They're always, like,
Yeah.
grinding to make that, just at least get to the game or get, like, some food, and then you give them everything.
Yeah.
Within, like, a couple weeks or a couple months,
Yeah.
they have everything they ever wanted, and then it's just like, boom, they realize, yeah, that was my dream,
yeah.
but that's not really what's
And
gonna
also,
make me
a
happy
lot
on
of the
that route.
people that are coming in bring family with them. You
Yeah,
know, they
for
don't
sure.
just abandon. So they bring
Mhm.
people who might not be the best
Mhm.
influences, and then they're stuck with those influences, and then those people get them into trouble, and then they just kind of start going with because it's their cousin or their friend from
Mhm.
whatever. So it's shady shit.
It is, because you see guys with crazy talent. Like, I
Right.
remember growing up with this kid. His name was Bryce. I'm not going to say his last name, but he went to middle school with all of us, and he just crazy wrestling talent, man. Like, I'm saying, like, he was the real deal, winning, like, state
No
titles
shit.
in middle school and all that kind of fun stuff, but you just see the wasted talent. Just
Yeah.
like, and I hate to say wasted talent because obviously that's not all he was.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to pit him like talent or like wrestling guy because that's not all he was.
Right.
And maybe that's what led him down that kind of bad path because that's what he was stamped on his forehead. I wrestle. People
Right.
really saw nothing else from him. But he went down the bad path, like got kicked out of his house, his family, and went to, like
shit.
rehab and all that kind of shit. But he's doing good now. But
I mean,
it's
I
like
feel
crazy.
like when you become like a big shot, you get a lot of yes people who are good with you doing whatever you want,
Mhm.
and a yes, but then you get a no, and then you
Yeah.
get busted. Hello? Okay. You get like, I lost my train of thought because that happened. But like, God gave you a gift,
Yeah.
and like, it's not wasted talent. Like, if you're really good at that,
Yeah.
be good at that.
Mhm.
And nurture and protect it because not everyone gets a gift.
I
that
think
can be-
especially when you're in middle school and you're that good, or when you're in high school and you're that good, you're so young and that's like you don't know what else is coming from that. That's all you fucking see. That's all you fucking see as your future
Yeah.
is that wrestling or it's that sport or it's that music or whatever it is. And you're in middle school and you're saying like, holy shit, this is my whole life.
Yeah,
This is what
you
I'm
get
gonna
lasered
clearly
in,
do.
yeah.
And especially those parents that
Mhm.
like, this is what you're doing. This is like your path, and then they're just kind of like in that zone, like, oh shit, like this is what I'm doing, and then maybe they're like, I got to find a way out of it. And maybe that is the way out of it.
Yeah.
The worst way possible. So maybe that's a kind of different perspective to kind of see it from.
Mhm.
because I could definitely see that. Like, you ever see that show on Netflix, Little Tykes? It's like
think so.
like middle school or elementary football teams, and like down south, and the coaches are just fucking ferocious with these kids. You know, like they're like during practice, like you making it to the league, bruh. Like, do you going to the league or nothing? Like, that's all we got. That's the way out of this crib. Like straight.
That's
like,
true.
That's the only way out. And
Yeah.
it's like 6th grade kids listening to this from a 40-year-old dude. He's like, this is the only way out. But that's all we doing, bro. Is we make it to the league or you homeless. You crap. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know, but
And see,
in a way, it's true, man.
That's such a stupid way to look at culture.
Yeah, it's
'Cause
crazy though.
You can say Ben Carson was a friggin' nobody in the inner cities of Detroit, and he's a neurosurgeon. He didn't become a rapper or a basketball player.
Yeah.
Like, it's just self-motivation. It's
no, no.
and that's the problem that I have, is that you get these people who mentor, quote unquote, and I use that because they mentor these kids into thinking your only way out is selling CDs as a rapper or basketball, football, or whatever. It's like, no, that is not
it.
Put yourself through college. But then if they do that, then, you know, they get kicked the shit out of in school because they're being white. Like, it's just, I'm not saying that that's the only people that have talent as far as, but that's just silly. You have so much more potential than just a athlete or a, you know,
And it's hard to blame
silly.
the kids that go down that route because that's how they're raised.
right, exactly.
They're
You're,
raised,
you're,
all that they were thinking.
your
is-
coach, who's basically your parent,
Yeah, absolutely.
who you spend just as much time with, is telling you this. Like you said, this is it or nothing.
Yeah.
It's either this or homeless.
And that's why I'm
Shit.
so thankful for my dad, man, because like as serious as I got in baseball, you know, he knew that wasn't it. You know,
Right.
it was definitely amazing experiences that I had from being baseball, but he knew that wasn't it for me. Obviously, we had dreams to go wherever with it, you know, but he knew like this is just a part of your life, you know, and that's why when I blew my arm out and like that was it, you know, he wasn't like he was more worried about me mentally than the game itself. You know, obviously we miss it and we like play a little men's league here and there, but like I'm so thankful for my dad not like this is it, man, you know, because like blew my arm out, fuck, now what?
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know? So like I'm really thankful for my dad being
Exactly.
that kind of, like,
And like
spot.
that's the thing, like they all want to do away with the one and done rule in the NBA,
Yeah, absolutely.
and they want to do. I was, no, they should make it 2 and done. Like a shout out to all the athletes that are in the NBA that stayed, that got their 4-year degree, like Grayson Allen. He's a great basketball player.
absolutely.
He's a dick, but he's a great basketball player.
He gets a
And
degree?
yes,
Oh,
he
wow.
stayed all 4 years at Duke, got an amazing full paid school
Yeah.
and a degree. When he's done with the NBA, he can do whatever the fuck he wants. Like, he didn't need to leave.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, okay, I get it. You want to go to the big time when you want to make money, but you have a school who's top credited school in the nation paying you to go to school.
Yeah.
Go to school. Milk it,
You
man.
might as well get something.
And if
you know?
and if you get hurt, so what? You at least still have, you know, at least a year left. You know what I'm saying? Like, just I don't know.
No, it's crazy. So, like, what through this music thing, Tim? What were your kind of goals? What do you kind of see yourself doing with it? Are you kind of?
I'm sure it wasn't being on the Spirit podcast.
Yeah.
This is definitely a low end of the spectrum.
This is the lowest you're gonna go from here.
So hey,
Yeah.
anywhere up. That's it.
This is all
Any
up
place is
from
up.
Here, you know.
I don't. I would love. There are like a whole bunch of. This fun thing about music is just that there are a lot of things that you can do with it.
For sure.
Right now I'm going to school for music education, so
Nice.
right now teaching is in view.
That's awesome.
Whether or not that's my goal, like that's what I want for my
level?
life. You know that I
Like
think.
high school or
Oh, probably high school.
yeah.
Yeah, but whether or not that's my goal, or honestly, I just want to get better every day
Absolutely.
and just keep learning and growing in songwriting and doing all that stuff. And I don't necessarily have like an end view. I don't think it really ends there in terms of just like.
Never.
I mean, sometimes people like they want to make it and go and like somebody like Shawn Mendes or Ed Sheeran or whatever, you know, and become a renowned musician.
On
I like.
what's it called? Victoria's Secret runway
Yeah.
singing.
Yeah.
That would be sick though.
That'd be dope.
But like I'm not. I don't think that's not necessarily my goal. I think I just want to get better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a
create
huge.
and make.
That's huge, man. Because you see like the people with that goals, and then like once they make it, now what? You know, once they make it, they're just kind of stuck in that rut, and that's why I feel like going back to like the kind of drug path. You know, like once they make it and they realize, oh, I'm still not.
I'm
happy.
here. Yeah, exactly.
I'm
Yeah.
still not
Because
happy
you get
from all
you
that shit.
if you laser focus, like it's good to have a focus, you know, like bodybuilding, music. But you also if you get laser focus and then when you reach the top, you're like,
That's
what?
That's so scary, bro. Because it's so easy to
Right.
get in that laser focus, but you almost in a way need to be in that laser focus sometimes. So, and that's like I love to say is like you gotta take time to definitely appreciate things and take time to like appreciate the things around you, but there's also times where you gotta just fucking get in that laser focus because that's the only way it's gonna work in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the hardest thing with balancing, and that's why I love what Tim said is he's just trying to get better, and the biggest thing he said he's always trying to learn.
Yeah.
You know, always trying to learn, but when people think like learning, they're like, oh, fucking school. No. You always got to be learning because if you're always not improving and learning, you're stuck, and then you're just gonna go down a bad.
If you learn one new thing a day.
Yeah, absolutely. It's as
End of
simple
the
as
year?
that. It is
Yeah.
as simple as that.
Yeah, and going back to what we were talking about earlier with the whole balance of work and passion thing, it's funny because it's like anything that you have is gonna have an aspect of that's not necessarily pleasant.
No.
So like I love music. I think it's awesome. It's a blessing. But like at the end of the day, you know, it's not always gonna be this happy road where I like let's say I want to learn a new riff or lick on the guitar or whatever it is. I'm not gonna get it the first try. It's gonna take me so much discipline. Or songwriting, that's a big thing for me right now is learning how to learning how to be content with, you know, just the patient aspect of songwriting and just writing things down and not being too overcritical about it and writing and recording and just kind of trial and error and trying to get better. It's not always pleasant, but you know, it's a part of the grind to just if you want to get better, you have to realize that
Deal with
it's
the
not
struggle.
always it's not everything.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously nothing comes easy.
I was gonna ask
So-
you about your kind of like what's your thought process when you're like when you think like when you try. I don't like. I feel like it's bad to say or like it's not like you just can't sit down and write a song. You know what I mean? I definitely know that's not what you do. But what kind of is it like? Do you only like kind of think about writing? Are you always thinking about the next lyric or the next kind of like song you can kind of like write down or whatever or create, or is it like just slowly like building up and then just like that light bulb goes off where you got it? Like what's your kind of thought process when it comes to creating lyrics and it's like stuff like that?
I think it just kind of I don't know. My songwriting process is basically it's very underdeveloped and elementary. I'm still learning,
Yeah,
but I
absolutely.
think right now where I'm at is just playing the guitar, singing along, and then kind of like saying what the melody or whatever it's saying to me.
I'm
what,
sure- yeah,
what's on my
exactly, yeah.
mind and what do I want to talk about. I want to as best as I can veer away from inspiration. I think not say like I can't be inspired, but I don't want to rely on inspiration to do things and
Yeah,
feel like
absolutely.
unless I know this is going to be something then I'll work on it. You know, so right now
100%.
I'm trying to get a process and get in a rhythm where I do something even a little bit every day.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, that's
John
all it
Foreman.
is.
Back to John Foreman. He writes a song a day.
Wow.
A song a day. I mean,
Oh
it
my
does.
God.
Those songs are not. They may not be great songs, but they're songs.
Yeah.
And then the good ones come along the way, and then he finds that idea where
Well,
this is
absolutely.
a thing. But as long as you're doing things,
Mm-hmm.
so that's kind of like the thing that I'm trying to learn and trying to kind of instill into myself is just not to look for the perfect song, not to be worried about what other people think
Right. No,
about
of
the
course
song
not.
itself. Not be like,
Right.
oh, does this sound too poppy? Or
I
does
mean,
this
I'm
sound
sure
this?" Just do it, you know. And
You play the guitar
Yeah.
at least every day.
yeah.
Every day. See that's all it is you just gotta just keep doing it
Yeah.
and then it'll come to you.
And I'm sure
Yeah.
the melody and the kind of tune that you're kind of in that day, whether it's like the mood,
Yeah.
kind of definitely sets yourself up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
to, like,
yeah.
Bring the lyrics along with it.
Yeah.
Without a
Saying.
doubt.
Definitely.
That's always been very interesting to me. You know, like you see these like let's say these rappers or any type, mainly rappers because they can like some of them can just spit off right away. Like if I want to just like give me a beat,
because it's
let's
just like
spit, you
it's
know?
just rhyme.
Exactly.
No, especially now.
Yeah,
It's
well,
so
without a doubt.
bad.
But if you saw like back in the day with like
Ugh.
Eminem when he was up there emceeing or whatever,
Like I read the dictionary and not every day.
exactly. So it's like what kind of process like was he just blessed with those skills where he could just like put up a beat up, let's spit, you know, or is it like do you like because I remember in the 8 Mile book he would write down his little notebook.
But I mean his
know.
inspiration was trauma.
Without a doubt, yeah.
You know, and it's just that's yeah, you know what, like you said, you don't want to be too you want to rely on inspiration, but I mean, you got if you have a gift
Yeah.
and you're inspired with so much trauma,
Yeah.
you get an Eminem,
And I think inspiration is very, very
Like-
good.
Ed Sheeran,
Yeah.
Post Malone. You get
No,
get
for
trauma.
sure.
Man, bitches just make they make great artists, you know.
No, I think and inspiration is a great thing. You know, it's a thing that we do need every day and all that. But inspiration can also be a little sketchy because then it creates a rhythm.
Dependency.
Exactly, because you're not thinking for yourself. You know,
Yeah.
like you hear the inspiration. You know, you hear like let's say Joe Rogan, like when he spits a good like podcast or a little like short segment out or whatever, or anybody. You know, like Eric Thomas, but
Ray
then-
Lewis.
Exactly.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
I listened to him and worked out.
Hell yeah, dude.
Woo!
But then again, it's hard because if you always listen to those, you're really not thinking for yourself.
Right.
Like you can hear what they're saying and then think what you think about it, but then again, you're not thinking for yourself. So I like that
Yeah.
what you were saying, where you think for yourself and like, yeah, you're inspired from it, but you also take what you want to. Like it's you at the end of the day, what's making the lyrics in the song. So I
Yeah.
respect that for sure.
All right, boys.
Getting mad at
No, she's not getting mad. She's just told me that the pay-per-view is telling her to hit view. So I think our bouts are
you?
starting.
Hell yeah, dude.
All right, thank you, Tim,
Thanks
for
for
coming
having
in.
Thanks for being
We will
on.
have
We'll
you
put
on
the
again.
links on we'll put the link.
Yes,
down
please
below.
send me everything I need.
Awesome.
Riley/Sully, thank you for being here too. We always need emotional support. Follow us at Twitter, Spirit_podcast, YouTube, or the Spirit Podcast, Gmail, Spirit Radio Podcast, and Instagram, we are the Spirit Radio Podcast on Instagram. Chris is always posting fun shit.
Peace out, Girl Scouts.
Thanks for listening.
Call my